Your Rally Factor's on tonight.
There is nobody in this country who got rich on his own. Nobody.
The face of liberalism in America, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and how her movement affects you, the American citizen. Tonight, a special report. Charles Krauthammer and I will address the situation.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail.
What is the mentality behind tearing down the fabric of America? Talking Points will address that question.
There it is.
Dad, that thing wouldn't fit in our yard.
Not going in our yard, Russ. It's going in our living room.
Also ahead, a brand new poll about how Americans see Christmas. There are some very interesting revelations.
Dad, did you bring a saw?
Caution. You are about to enter the no-spin zone. Factor begins right now. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Liberalism in America and how it affects you, the everyday citizen. Notice I didn't say the ordinary citizen, because that is inaccurate. There are no ordinary people. All of us are unique. But working class folks make this country run. That's always been the case. So tonight, I want to take a look at how liberalism is affecting all of us. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. This woman, Senator Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts, is emerging as the face of liberal America. Some in the leftist media do not trust Hillary Clinton, believing she's too socially moderate and too hawkish in the war on terror. So, Senator Warren is receiving adoring coverage. It is being encouraged to run for president on the Democratic ticket by the likes of the far-left website Move On. The senator is an interesting woman. She spent nearly 20 years teaching at the Harvard Law School and once claimed to be of Cherokee descent. That came back to bite her. As the Boston Herald reported, she has no Native American heritage. Nevertheless, she easily defeated Scott Brown and is now ensconced in the Senate. Ms. Warren despises Wall Street and big banks, saying they have rigged the capitalistic system. At one time, she questioned why there were no mass indictments of bankers after the economic crash of 2008. In fact, she's not a big fan of capitalism in general.
There is nobody in this country who got rich on his own. Nobody. You built a factory out there, good for you, but I want to be clear, you moved your goods to market on the roads the rest of us paid for. Yep. You hired workers the rest of us paid to educate. Now look, you built a factory and it turned into something terrific or a great idea. God bless. Keep a big hunk of it. But part of the underlying social contract is you take a hunk of that and pay forward for the next kid.
Senator Warren's vision of the, quote, underlying social contract is what may directly affect you. She believes that all Americans should pay to abort fetuses, no matter what you think about the destruction of potential human beings. She believes the social contract should allow punitive taxation on corporations and wealthy individuals in order to provide for those who do not have very much. Such taxation would cripple the consumer-driven marketplace, as we've seen under President Obama. Senator Warren wants stringent control of firearms, robust health care subsidies, and government-mandated wages for low-paid workers. In short, she is a classic liberal thinker who believes Washington should control the lives of individual Americans for the collective good. On foreign policy, the senator is largely quiet. No statement on the torture report issued by her Democratic colleagues. No stated opinion on the nearly 400 drone strikes ordered by President Obama. However, it's hard to imagine Senator Warren aggressively confronting the jihadists, threatening Iran, or facing down Putin. It is hard to envision that. Among younger Americans, some minority voters, and the hardcore baby boomer left, Elizabeth Warren's a hero. 20 years ago, she might have been seen as a fringe politician, no longer. It is clear that the liberal policies of President Obama have weakened the nation abroad, created a stagnant economy, and a staggering national debt. But if Senator Warren ever gains the White House, she'd make Barack Obama look like Ronald Reagan. And that's the memo. Now for the top story tonight reaction. With us here in New York, Monica Crowley, and from Washington, Kirsten Powers. You know, Powers, I was watching the footage from Pakistan as the Taliban massacred 130-plus individuals, most of them children, by attacking a school and just gunning down Muslim children for no reason at all. And I'm saying to myself, Elizabeth Warren is president? She's going to dismantle the Taliban? She's going to get ISIS? She's going to take care of al-Qaeda? And then I say, why don't all Americans understand what I'm saying here about these leftist politicians, that this is not the right time in history for them? Where am I going wrong?
But I don't know what you're basing that on. I mean, what does she lack that you think someone like George Bush had, who, by the way, wasn't able to dismantle the Taliban? So no one's really been able to do that. So why are you picking her out as uniquely
Because I don't believe
unqualified?
that her view of life, all right, coming from the liberal perspective, includes aggressive confrontation of evil abroad. I don't believe it includes that.
But you just said she hasn't said anything, so we don't even know what she thinks.
She hasn't said anything, but her agenda of the collective good.
Okay, so can I address that?
Yeah.
That list that you described is fairly mainstream Democratic politics. Like, what in there is, or policy positions?
Putting
what in there
bankers
is so,
in jail is mainstream Democratic policy?
When you listed the things she supported, you said punitive taxation. I don't think that's probably what she calls it. I think that's the way you spin it.
Yeah, I think 70%, which is what she and her colleagues want as the highest income rate. Tax rate, 70% would be punitive. Do you not? You earn a lot of money if they were going to take 70%?
I do not earn that much money that I would
maybe
be
someday
in that
you will. A brilliant woman
bracket,
like you, I mean,
if I was
certainly.
making billions of dollars a year, I don't know, maybe.
You wouldn't think that 70% would be punitive?
I think 70% just isn't wise. I mean, it's, if that's really what she supports, I think it's something that when you get to that level, you do start harming the economy. But,
by and large, you're comfortable with her.
Yeah, but setting that aside, you're talking about things like health care subsidies. I mean, really, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Who would ever support that?
It's not popular among the American people, and it's bankrupting the nation. All right, let's let Monica weigh in here. Maybe I'm being unfair, as Kirsten pointed out, because Senator Warren is not on the record, and I believe there's a reason why she isn't. She doesn't want to get embroiled in these things, because she does want to run for president sometime. Say Hillary Clinton, for some reason, doesn't. Believe me, this woman would step up in a heartbeat. But I don't believe that she has the will to right wrongs or confront evil. I don't. I think she's a secularist up and down.
She is an old school classic leftist, and that's why I think it's fair to extrapolate from that, from her domestic policy positions, on how she would behave as a potential commander-in-chief. Remember that Barack Obama, who's another classic democratic socialist leftist, gutted the military, believed in retrenchment, believed in apologizing for the United States. This comes out of the classic,
launch 400 drones.
The classic view of the left is that America is the source of all evil in the world.
But you're being unfair to the president in that regard, though. You just glossed over the 400 drones.
Listen, I'm not saying that I disagree with the drone strikes, but I am saying the reason that he's doing it is because he wants to close Guantanamo, so he doesn't want to matriculate any of these terrorists into Guantanamo.
So he's killing them rather than putting them in there.
That's exactly right.
That's okay with me.
There's no due process there, by the way, and that's an interesting question for both Hillary and Elizabeth Warren.
Here's my question for you, Powers, and I'll let you go to dinner because, I know that you have more important things to do than dinner.
Thank you.
I don't understand why left-wing thought is gaining any traction. I mean, as I said, the economic policies of President Obama haven't helped the working man, and overseas it's a shambles for us. And yet, Elizabeth Warren's still getting glowing coverage, and she's more left than Obama.
But exactly. I don't think, first of all, as you know, I regularly disagree with this idea that Barack Obama is this leftist socialist. And I think that what she's talking about is something that a lot of Americans actually agree with. Her main issue is the banks, and that she feels that they're corrupt and they need more oversight and they need more regulation. And I don't think that's
Washington isn't corrupt. You want Washington watching the banks?
I don't think that this is a necessarily unpopular thing in the country. I think you're turning it into a loony left thing, and I think there are probably some Republicans who
I'm just going to throw out one thing, and I got to give Monica the last word to be fair on time. Okay, you know who had all the oversight on the banks? Barney Frank. He did a great job, did he not? All right. Now, why do you think, don't start condemning because you only have 30 seconds, why do you think that this far left thought that Elizabeth Warren puts out there has any traction whatsoever in this country.
I think Bill and Hillary Clinton, actually Bill Clinton, dragged the Democratic Party kicking and screaming to the middle. Obama has moved it back to the far left. And because he's such a transcendent figure, first black president, charismatic figure, a big emotional pull on a lot of people, he's been able to turn socialism into a sexy thing. The question is whether or not it survives him. And I don't think it does. I think the coalition that he has brought is unique to him. I don't think Elizabeth Warren
well, obviously they got thumped.
I don't think by doing
month.
this that Elizabeth Warren or Bill de Blasio achieves the kind of success Obama has with this on a national level.
I think you're being de Blasio got 73% of the vote here in New York City.
And now he's
guy,
increasingly unpopular, Bill, because the policies are failing.
Okay, well, he's unpopular, but this guy had a Sandinista poster on his bedroom wall.
Remember, they got a corrupt media pushing them as well, and the message.
Okay, ladies, thank you very much. Next on the Rundown, brand new poll about how Americans see Christmas. It is fascinating. Later, Krauthammer on whether America is an unjust country and whether the Obama administration is protecting us enough. Those reports after these messages.